Good morning. We made it, day 31. And please tell me whether you can hear me. I'm wearing my Beats. I'm not sure if that's a good, if that's awesome, if that works. So let me know if you can help me. Let me know if you can hear me, please. That everything's okay. If not, I'll just switch over very quickly. But you guys, here we go. This is day 31 of my 31-day challenge. And I'm very proud of myself, even if I took like a month and a half to get here, but I am here. And I just thank God for tenacity. We call it all sorts of things, but I think the official word is tenacity. It is staying and just being. Can you hear me okay? If you just joined, let me know if you can hear me. Just a quick thumbs up or just to say, yes, I can hear you would be great. Let me know that you can hear. If not, what I'm going to do is let me just check in on my website on YouTube. Let me see if I just want to make sure that I am being heard. That's what it is. So let me know before we continue, right? Let me know if you can hear me. Okay. And, we can take it from there. All right. So give me a second. Let me just make sure this is working. If not, what I'm going to do is. Okay, it's working. Awesome. Okay, you guys. So I thought I would do a couple lessons that I learned just over the last while, some things that have been very clear to me, looking at what it takes for you to continue and to do something and to stick with something. Also, I think this has been a refining process for me. I'm ending at day 31 very clear about who I am and basically how I want to go out into the world, from now on. So, welcome wherever you're joining me from. My name is Lisa Dublin. I'm a speaking coach. I am a speaker. I'm also a life coach. I still have life coaching clients. And also, if you are looking for life coaching still, actually, let me just put this up. I haven't in a while, but I still do take life coaching clients. My program, How to Get Unstuck, will help you to get unstuck. I've kind of refined it. So we do like 3 months instead of 6 months because I find like people sometimes when you know you have a long time, you don't want to put in the work, right? But if you know that you're working with somebody for 3 months, that is 12 weeks, then the kind of effort you put into application of what we discuss and the goals that we come up with, it is phenomenal. So if you are looking for a life coach, share this live. Please like, please share, please subscribe to Basement Chronicles. So a couple things I've learned along the way. Let me take this off, right? A couple things I've learned along the way about tenacity. There have been mornings when I didn't want to, just be on, you don't want to be on every single morning. You don't wake up with wanting to be seen or wanting to put on makeup, none of the things. I just want to be in my cave, in my pajamas, right? But the fact that I had said it and put it out in the world and I was testing myself and giving myself permission to have grit and to have tenacity, it kept me going. And that's the first thing. I There's a quote from Bob Proctor that says, first of all, decide what you want. Instead of seeing whether it's possible, first decide what do you want in the world and then go out to make it happen. Another iteration or version of that thought of predetermination is this, and it comes from one of the speakers on Eric Thomas's platform. It's a guy called Josh, and he says, first, make a decision and make it right. Make a decision and make it right. As in, there's no going back. I see another version of that in Think and Grow Rich, where it says about when you leave yourself no other options but to go forward, you will find a way. And you guys, like every single day that I have shown up, how is the sound? Is it better than yesterday or not as good or the same? Somebody let me know because you guys see, yo, isn't that so cool? Look at this. You know how I always talk about, can't you see? I just love the fact that this is so close to my skin color. It's just beautiful to have things that represent you. I swear. Like, look at the color of my beats. Actually, I wanted to get the more chocolate colored ones, but there weren't any at the time when I bought it for my birthday. I think year before or something like that. But it's so cool that flesh colored now means my flesh color. Isn't that beautiful? Because our skin tones are just beautiful. So yeah, you can hardly see them. I'm here and you can hardly see if I didn't point them out, you probably would not see that I was wearing them, right? But I just find that is so cool. So it doesn't have to look like a blush pink, like my white friends would have. That's their flesh color. But mine is sand. This one's called sand, and there's a chocolate and there's an earth that I think is even more me, being, this nice, dark, smooth chocolate color. Right. But I was talking about Josh, and he said this. He said, make a decision and make it right. First make the decision and then go out to make it right, then go out to make it happen. Have I told you all the story that Bob Proctor always talks about the couple who he said wanted a house? And he said to them, okay, you want a house? They said, no, we don't have the money. He said, I didn't ask you if you have the money. Do you want a house? Then they decided, yes, we want this. We want a house. We don't have the money. We want a house. By when do you want the house? By December, whatever the year was. Once they made that decision, we are going to get a house. All of a sudden, all the paths to getting the house opened up to them. Bob Proctor brought in help. They took on extra jobs to get the down payment. They went out, they were in sales, they increased the sales, they increased the effort to be able to get the money for the down payment. By December, the time that they had agreed upon, they got the house. What am I saying? There is something about desire and about being definite in what you want. Like I said, 31 days. Okay. Figured out, okay. I started out doing it at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. I don't know if you guys remember. Some of the days were 12. Then that fell through because either I got people setting up virtual chats with me at that time, or having to run out, do something for the children or for my business. That did not work. So I settled into my best time is 6 a.m. my time, MST. Once I got into that groove, it became easier. It was then a matter of will, a matter of sticking to what I said I would. Even yesterday, I thought yesterday was the last day, right? Because, I just thought it was 30 days, but it wasn't. I said a 31-day challenge. So here I am today. I'm not going to stay the entire time, but at least we're going to wrap things up properly, giving some nuggets and inspiring you to get up and to do what God called you to do and to have tenacity in life. Right. So they went out, they got their house. So Bob Proctor always talks about that. You want to do something, you start with when you want to do it by. You make a definite decision. I was coaching a 16-year-old yesterday. I've now started like I coach some of the youth sometimes, and especially face to face, because don't even bother do virtual with these kids, right? So I was coaching her on goal setting and that kind of thing yesterday, and showing her the possibilities of the goals that she wanted. And it's the same thing, even at 16, you can have red hot desire for something. I think we think that it's cool to be nonchalant. I do not like nonchalant. I'm not. I know how to play the game of being nonchalant so that you can get what you want. But for red hot desire, it's way more compelling. Not that you want something and people see your desire, so they take it away. There's a way to kind of couch and to handle that. I'm speaking about in your private time, what compels you. And here's it for me. You will find your own groove. So those of you listening, welcome. Thank you for being here. This is the last day of my 31-day challenge. Thank you for being here. Here's the thing, okay? This is how I know I'm going to get what I want. I have this thing that I say, you mean to tell me in this wide world, that this is what I was telling my client yesterday. She's 16 and she is going, she one of her goals is to find a job for the summer. So I said, you mean to tell me in this wide place called Edmonton with so many opportunities, it's a bustling city, there is not one job for you? The minute you put it in those terms, at least for me, in the things that I want in life, when I believe, when I say to myself, in this wide place, I'm not asking for the world, I'm just asking for what's mine, what I need. Just one out of the billions. You mean to tell me there's not one place that I can find for me to work? As soon as I said that to her, her face became lighter. You could see that her shoulders dropped because she saw the reality of it. Logically, one out of how many million here in Edmonton? Oh, absolutely. There are jobs available for you. You just have to go out and get it. When I couch it in those terms, something in me like just lights up to go and find the one. Because there is no way when you look at it logically that you can't find one of a thing when other people have. Her sister got a job before her. and her younger sister got a job after her. Like, so they, and so I said, so what did they do? We looked at what they did. I said, go and do the same thing. She's going to get a job because we put down all the possibilities. I went through a little coaching model with her, to show her how to look at what your options are, what the reality is, and what you're going to commit to. And she did it. And we're going to meet again today, and let's see, what she would have done by this time. So these are the kinds of like hacks for tenacity that we absolutely need to have. So I learned that from just being here every day and sticking with it. And the other thing too is since 2021, part of my business model has been to go live a lot. I learned it from Tiffany Montgomery. And this is how Tiffany put it. You mean to tell me you are afraid of social media when that is a very free platform for you to spread the word about your business, about what you do, and get people to patronize, to buy, to build trust, to know, like, and trust you so that people can, patronize your business? You mean to tell me you're going to shy away from social media when it is free? It works, it's effective, it reaches a wide swathe of people asynchronously, not just when you go live, but also when you're not live. They can go watch the replays of why would you not do it? As opposed to going and do lots of Facebook ads and Instagram ads and spend lots of money. Oh, life is just asking you to go live. Then you won't do it. I was sold. And I proved it from very early, that going live was one of my strategies, because I don't know that live works if you're not very authentic, to tell you the truth. So anybody who has passed through my programs is liable and eligible to go live and to be authentic, because I raise authentic speakers. I raise people and I develop people who are confident to their core that who they are is good enough to affect at least one person. That's what I do. And so, because of that level of authenticity, who I am when I am on camera is exactly who I am when I'm not on camera. Honestly, like, this is just me. My friends will tell you that, my students, even one on one, they get the same experience on camera as opposed to off. So, that level, there's no dissonance there, honestly. So, it works for me. So just getting back in the groove of going live and doing it consistently, I believe it has like reignited my passion for connecting with my community that way. So that has happened, and there has been a refining taking place. You know, there's this book by Jordan Rayner, and let me put his name in the chat so that you guys can check him out. His name is Jordan Rayner. Why am I in caps, you guys? I don't know, but here I am. This guy, his name is Jordan Rayner, and he has a book called The One. Oh no, what is his name? Master of One. Master of One. Okay, that's the name of the book. In the book, he says, what is the one thing that you want to sink your teeth into for the rest of your life? What I like about this book is that it is God inspired. It's Christian based. So he talks about finding your calling based on what God is saying to you, what God has called you to do. And he says, once you find it, pursue it with all you have. The more I speak, is the more I'm convinced that, one, I'm a speaker. Number two, also, the more I train speakers, is the more I'm also convinced that I've got a talent for bringing out the best in people where speaking is concerned. Confidence overall, right? Confidence overall, but particularly as a career, I'm training speakers. So the more I get on here and I speak, is the more I realize, wait a minute, this is what you want to do. There's a settling in yourself that I'm not moving. I'm pitching my tent here. I'm making my life here. Whatever happens, I'll make it. I'll do something with it. And you guys, guess what happened yesterday? You know what I did yesterday? I began the process of registering my non-profit called Speak Up Canada, because I'm in the speaking business. So I've got Speak with Confidence, I've got Find Your Fire, I've got my All the World's a Stage. All of these are communication programs and packages for different kinds of people. And so the nonprofit arm is going to be a program called Speak Up Canada, where I go and I'm doing it for saying, if you're listening and you're from the Caribbean, I'm coming. we're getting there. I'm gonna start with Saint Lucia. That's my homeland, and I'm very passionate about us. I'm very proud of Saint Lucians. Like Saint Lucians, you hear people speak about Saint Lucians, and there's a certain je ne sais quoi to us. Like we are mixers, we are excellent, we are educated for the most part. Like a lot of good things are happening with St. Lucians, and I'm very proud of. There's an exquisite nature to us. There's a very I'm not saying that other places are not. I honestly, I'm just focusing on who I know we are and what I see. And so I'm going to be doing Speak Up St. Lucia, but I'm starting here, Speak Up Canada, to create a speaking program that goes into the schools and helps children to exercise voice as a way of agency, of power, of expression, of love. And the whole Speak Up Canada part, I think, in this society, in this kind of a climate where there's a threat of 51st state and so on, there is a way to kind of use art to solidify one's identity, remind Canadians, including me, St. Lucian Canadian, of the identity of what it means to be Canadian with voice, art, poetry, expressing yourself in anything that has to do with words and speaking. So, I started the process, sat for hours with my guy yesterday. Like, those don't even go there. And I'm going to complete the process this morning. But I'm starting this nonprofit. So please pray for it. Please pray that it is successful. I'm looking forward to a couple years, you guys. And please remember these kinds of sessions a couple years when it all comes together and it makes sense that there are galas and there are networking events around speaking, and people will be looking back, this girl did all of this from speaking. Yes, because I so believed in what happens when you have voice and when you know how to leverage that voice, when you deploy or employ the art and the science of speaking. So that has become very clear to me. The more I speak, there's been a settling in my soul of I'm in the right space. Now, how do you make it work even more? I'm in the right space. So, what are the things, what are the little pieces that I'm going to put together to create the empire that I want? I'm in the right place. How do I get the right people to support me and to be part of this dream that they can take a piece of it and say that it is theirs? Um, so that's what tenacity does. When you stick with one thing, you see the possibilities, you see the opportunities, you learn the field a lot more. Also, yesterday, here's another thing that happened. I did my first reaction video on LinkedIn. I'm going to upload it to YouTube today, but I did my first reaction video because here's the thing, I don't just speak, I train speakers. And because I'm in the field, I've said this so many times before, I'm always looking at the world through a speaking lens. Always. Like I see the Grammys, I see the gala, the Met Gala, I see throne speeches. I see even the political conventions. Right now, my country is heating up for elections, and so people are getting on political platforms and they're being a certain way. And there is a lot to analyze, to notice, and observe. There's a lot to speak about when you see people doing their stuff and speaking. What is the message they are sending? Why did they use that word? What is the body language saying? Why are they dressed the way they are? What does the haircut even say? How are they coming across? Is it deliberate or is it unconsciously sending a message that they don't want to send? All of these things I do. And so yesterday I did a reaction video. I used Mark Carney, the Prime Minister of Canada, and that came from being in the field. There are lots of things that I want to do, like just from speaking and loving this field. I'm looking for, and if you can point me to any of them, Kairos moments, magical moments while people are speaking. Think of while Martin Luther King was doing the I Have a Dream speech. They say that there was a time that he segued from what was on the script, and that segue, it was when he really got into like the gospel kind of, I have a dream that freedom will roll like the hills of whatever. I forgot the exact words, right? That happened because at that time, Mahalia Jackson, his good friend, you know, that famous singer, she said something like, "Tell them, Martin," or "Preach it, Martin." And when he heard that, that something rose in him, and he changed a little bit of the speech, and that is how we ended up with this masterful delivery and presentation of what his dream was. That I consider a kairos moment. A kairos moment is a moment in time when things just come together. They come together so beautifully in a speech, in a presentation. Let me give you a quick example. I was on a call yesterday for a mastermind that I'm doing. Like, I'm always learning. You guys know that, okay? And this guy, he's a dad, and his business is teaching dads who are founders and entrepreneurs not to burn out while they build their business. And so we were on a mock sales call, our instructors teaching us how to do sales calls. At the moment when this guy is the person who's soliciting the business, and the instructor pretends to be the potential client, at the time when he's about to start the call, guess what? Literally live in living color, his daughter wakes up. He has his 3-year-old daughter who's always, because he works from home, she's always in the background or on his lap while he's typing away, while he's on the Zoom meeting. What a kairos moment. What a way of proving what it is you are offering to the world. And he just basically said, "Just give me a second. I think my daughter is just woke up." And he opened the door for her, and she came in, and he put her on his lap, and he continued with the mock sales call. It was such a beautiful moment, and such an authentic display of who he was and what he presented, that basically at the end of it, we were all like, "Yeah, we're sold." The way that you weaved it into your call, and the way even the mock client picked up on the daughter coming and said to him, "I want to be that way. I want to be able to work and have my family close by and to make time for them." That happened because he allowed the authentic moment to just be. And I don't think that you can like you can orchestrate those moments. That's like, and the next reaction video that I'm going to do is to speak about the authenticity of that moment when Justin Trudeau, ex-prime minister of Canada, he on the day that he was resigning, why is it he leaves Rideau Hall? Rideau Hall is like the White House in the United States, okay? Or it might be Government House, perhaps in St. Lucia, or the Red House in Trinidad. Okay, I'm just looking at my points of reference, as you can see. So it would be like those ones. And he's coming out of Rideau Hall. His script for his resignation speech, it is on the lectern in front of Rideau Hall. And as he comes to the lectern, the papers begin to fly away. What is the likelihood? Now, somebody needs to be upgraded because they needed to secure the papers. It was a windy day, and the papers were not secure. As this man is coming towards the lectern to give that final speech, those papers fly away. And there's this iconic image of him, a profile view of him at the lectern, and the last paper is flying away, and a reporter catches that paper. Kairos moment. What made it even more magical in the moment was Trudeau is known for being authentic. Like, he can wing it, he can cuff it, he can do it. Okay. At that moment, he says, "It's okay, I'll just wing it." That's what he says. Now, so how is that a summation of your entire career, perhaps? There's so much that you can read into it, for him and against him. As in, it's definitely a time for him to go, even the papers are saying goodbye. Or it could really be, when he said, "I'll wing it," opposition could be like, "Okay, maybe that's what you've been doing all the time. This is testament to just how you've been leading." All of the things. So here's what I do. I'm so much of a speaker. I'm so much in love with speaking that I pray for Kairos moments. Yep, I do. I do. I've had a couple where people have said things in the moment, and I've responded in such a gracious way that you can just feel just the goodwill descending and spreading amongst everybody. Or a moment where something is proven that I just said. You cannot orchestrate these moments. I feel like One, I pray for them. So I would say to any speaker, pray for these moments because they so elevate you as a speaker. They show so much more of your personality, and they definitely endear an audience to you. So I pray for them, okay? Like God said, ask and you will receive. Seek and you will find. Knock and the door will be opened unto you. What are you waiting for? Ask for these moments. Secondly, let's go back to what I consider the it factor. When you see somebody who has the it factor, it's usually because they are fully comfortable with who they are. I'll say it again. When you see somebody who has the it factor, it's fully because they are comfortable with who they are. All right? So, if that is you, if that is you and you're comfortable with who you are, I'm telling you, like, it's always going to be um you will always have these moments because they're going to draw from who you are. You will recognize them. You will catch on to things that are so valuable and so you that then you can amplify them and use them in the moment. I don't know how to explain those moments, except that when I see them, I know them. I've had them. I'm sure you have too as a speaker. I'm so excited about speaking. Like there's a hope that there's just a hope right now, and I thank God for that. Like God is God. God does not leave His children bereft. There's one of of a song that means so much to me by Moses Bliss, and it says, He's too faithful to fail me. He's too faithful to disappoint me. Um, I look at myself in my life, and I've come to realize that God is too faithful. He's too something. He's too committed to leave me halfway. Go look for that song, y'all. It's by Moses Bliss and it's called Too Faithful to Fail Me or something like that. Well, we're at the end. Here's where you can catch me, okay, from now on. I'm going to be going live maybe once or twice a week. I'm going to tie it to the day when my podcast comes out, just to be strategic. But for the next while, I'm switching to Instagram to kind of wow the people over there. And I'll be doing it in the evening times at 6 p.m. my time. So that's perhaps 8 p.m. MST, but 6 p.m. my time seems to be a good time to kind of just go live for a little while and get more engagement there because Find Your Fire is around the corner. And I want to invite you to at least come to I've got the training that's happening. Oh gosh, where is it? Hang on. Let me just put it up, right? You can start with Turn Your Voice into a Career, Find Your Fire program. It's starting in August. And I already have a couple sign ups, so thank God for that, but I want to take you into looking at your speaking as a career. That's what I'm about, you guys. So spread this word for me. Tell people there is a way that Lisa is teaching in her next program. She's teaching people how to go from 0 to 2K, their first 2K as a speaker. She's walking along with them and teaching them 5 powerful steps to do that. So turn your voice into a career. Here is a fire starter complimentary call. Go have a look. Book it now for me. I will invite you to my free workshop on the it's going to be actually on the 6th of July. I had to change it. You know why? Because this guy is coming to Edmonton. What's his name? Uh well, somebody I speak about a lot, Tommy O'Reilly, with Rick Global. He's coming to Edmonton. And so I signed up to be part of the volunteer team, for the church. And because of that, it's going to be difficult on the Sunday to have my webinar. So I pushed it back by a week. That gives me more time to market it and tell people about it. Okay. So if you're wanting to come to that workshop, I'm going to set up everything. You can just send me an email or go online and set it up. This is for Make Money as a Speaker, 5 simple steps to make money as a speaker. So hope to see you soon in that setting. All right, you guys. Thank you for rocking with me. Okay, for the last how many days? This is the end of the challenge. Lisa completed it. By the grace of God, we are done. So you can go back and just look through all of the sessions. You know what I realized? There are a couple of people I follow. You can never tell when they drop gems. So I just listen to them. I just let it play in the background. I believe I have become one of those people. The gems just come because, like wisdom, I've prayed for wisdom, and by the grace of God, He gives me wisdom. So you can never tell when these gems just drop. Like So just listen. Just put on the playlist. The This Just Came to Me playlist. I've put all of the 31 sessions in one playlist. Just let them play and go about your business. Okay. Just let them play in your ear. You get the wisdom. You move on with your life. You say thank you, God, thank you, Lisa, and you come back for more. But have a great day. And I just want to encourage you to find the thing that you want to sink your teeth into for the rest of your life. Lisa is over and out. Bye.